Hello, I'm Hannah Park, a team leader at the Icon Marketing Research Center. For the logistics operation system of agricultural products, you need to establish a unit road system, prepare or implement related policies, and complement the system through trials and errors. A key technique to achieve this is to review various fields in advance and to harmoniously resolve conflicts of interest. In this lecture, I will explain the types of packaging materials for agricultural products, how to establish the logistics system for agricultural products, and examples of Korea's policy of agricultural product standards. I hope you to find ideas for establishing a logistics system suitable for Cambodia by studying the case of standardizing agricultural products in Korea. There are many types of packaging materials for agricultural products, so you need to differentiate a packaging material type, packaging unit, and packaging style depending on the distribution channel. Paper packaging materials. Paper is light and strong, and designs can be printed on it, but it is weak against moisture. It is mainly used as the outer packaging material. Cardboard box. It has a structure made by combining liner paper and corrugated paper, and it is used as the outer packaging material for agricultural products. There are double-sided corrugated cardboard boxes and dual double-sided corrugated cardboard boxes made according to the specifications. For the wholesale market, dual double-sided corrugated cardboard boxes are used for packages over 10 kilograms, and the double-sided corrugated box for packages under 5 kilograms. They are widely used as the external packaging material for fruits and vegetables. When selecting the material for the cardboard box, you need to consider the season. Peaches and plums are harvested and released during the summer when there is a decrease in strength due to humidity, so boxes should be designed to have high compressive strength. Apples, pears, and sweet persimmons are harvested in autumn and distributed until spring. These are rarely subject to a decrease in strength due to humidity, so the packages should be designed accordingly. In addition, you need to design the box material differently depending on the weight of agricultural products packed in the box. Kraft paper bag. It is mainly used as a packaging material for 20 kilograms of rice and is made by combining 3 to 4 layers of kraft paper. Since rice packaging requires adequate air permeability and strength, rice units of 10 to 20 kilograms are packed in the kraft paper bag, and units under 5 kilograms are packed in the plastic composite film bag. Sometimes the print film is laminated on the paper surface for color printing. In this case, the marketability is improved, but packaging costs also increase, which may decrease the profitability, requiring careful consideration. There are 4 types of plastic packaging materials. Pouch. When packing stored radish, maintaining freshness is the key, so you should carefully select a material, thickness and pore size and number. OPP material is used for vegetable packaging and composite film is used for fruit packaging. LDPE is used for small-sized packaging for 5 sweet persimmons. Container. PET is mainly used for small-sized packaging containers such as strawberries and cherry tomatoes. Pouch packaging is preferred for apples over PET containers. Pears are mainly sold in gift sets, and some large retailers sell 5 kilograms of pears packed in the open corrugated cardboard box under the brand Affordable Pear. Tangerines are packaged and sold in PET containers or small packaging boxes or pouches under 2 kilograms. Sweet persimmons are usually packed and sold in small-sized LDPE packaging that can contain 5 pieces, but recently, packaging units are getting smaller. Peaches are packaged and sold in cardboard boxes that can contain about 2 kilograms. Cherry tomatoes and strawberries are packed in 500-gram PET containers, and tomatoes are packed and sold in pouches. Plastic box. The plastic box for agricultural products is made of PP, and it is also called P-box or Conti in the field. It serves as a box for both distribution and display in large retailers and can be retrieved for reuse thanks to its various functions. Net bag. It is used as a packaging material for onions and Chinese cabbage and is made of LDPE. You can change the color by adding the desired color pigment during the production process. The net bag has excellent breathability but weak strength and buffering properties, so it should be handled with care. Wooden packaging was mainly used to pack fruits in the past but has now been replaced by corrugated cardboard boxes. Wooden packaging is used for folding pallets to transport watermelons and wooden boxes for export. Other packaging materials include OPP tape for box sealing, band for box bundle, adhesive, and ink. The band is made of PP, PET, or steel. The goal of unit load system is to make machine unloading easier, enhance cargo handling capacity, and reduce cost through simplification and standardization of cargo handling units for efficient transport and storage and further simplification of transport packaging. For the unit load system, you need to establish a standardized logistics system to overcome inefficiencies and difficulties during each logistics process, including packaging, transport, unloading, storage, delivery, logistics processing, and data control. To standardize the logistics, you need a unit load system that standardizes the cargo unit to a certain size, such as width, length, height, to perform rapid transactions at transport bases like the APC, cargo terminals, and delivery centers. You should pursue mechanization in logistics so that the unit load system can shorten the waiting time of transport delivery vehicles, thereby increasing the operating efficiency of transport equipment, improving storage efficiency in warehouses, and shortening delivery times. You need to introduce the unit load system to establish the standardized logistics system. For this, you need to make each logistics function to be coherent with each other and especially standardize the dimension. To standardize the unit load dimensions, you need to set the reference dimension throughout the logistics. Deciding target items and regions. Number of items. When the number of items is small, pallet transportation becomes easier, so it is important to reduce the number of items as much as possible by gaining understanding from the production and sales sides. Quantity. For large quantities, you need to consider pallet transportation. For your reference, please note that even if you cannot fill a pallet with a single item, you can still fill it with multiple items. Transportation frequency. Since the transportation frequency is also related to the transportation volume, you need to reduce it as much as possible. Place of purchase. The number of purchasers is also related to the transportation volume and frequency. The fewer the places of purchase, the more efficient it is. You need to review them one by one and then concentrate on available places. Delivery destination. The fewer the delivery destinations, the more efficient it is. Even if a single delivery destination carries many kinds of products, it is more efficient to load them on a single pallet. You can also save time by loading products for multiple destinations on the single pallet. Unit load type. The unit load shape may vary depending on the shape and characteristics of the items to be handled. It is desirable to unify the pallet shape to a standard pallet. As for the pallet type, box pallets are suitable to handle multiple types of products, and pallets with wheels are suitable if you don't have a forklift. If a unit does not fit the standard pallet size, you can pack it again with external packaging so that it can be stacked, or you can arrange it in another box. Transportation vehicle type. You should not simply say tons of trucks, but should specify the size and structure of the loading box. For loading with the forklift using a flat pallet, a truck or a wing body vehicle is suitable because they can unload from the side of loading boxes. For the roll box pallet, a truck with a lift gate is suitable. Packaging type. Even if each industry handles different types and shapes of items, it is desirable to make all packaging dimensions fit the standard pallet size. You need to standardize the height into a few types to facilitate easy loading between different items. Packaging materials should have dimensions and strength that can prevent the cargo from collapsing. Prevention of cargo collapsing. Mass-consumed goods with low prices do not have sturdy packaging with high packaging cost, so you should consider how to prevent the cargo from collapsing. The consignor, a carrier, and consignee should jointly devise measures to choose the most effective and inexpensive method. Storage. When goods loaded on pallets cannot be stacked by using flat pallets, you should use pallet racks, pallet supports, box pallets, post pallets, and so on. Facilities and equipment. Pallet loading and unloading facilities are required for shipping and receiving points. In particular, the shipping point should be equipped with a production line where pallet loading is available. You also need to arrange a place to load empty pallets or to expand the pallet depot for the recovery, retransfer, and return of empty pallets. Pallet quality. Pallets are used repeatedly through rental or exchange and used in places with tricky conditions such as automated warehouses, so it is better to use high-quality ones. You need to select plastic pallets that meet quality requirements like strength. Pallets with good quality and durability have less operating cost and are more economical despite higher prices because they are repeatedly used. You need to select the standard pallet size first and then develop packaging standards accordingly. The standard pallet refers to pallets used for integrated transportation. To enhance pallet loading efficiency, you should first check the standard pallet size used in the exporting country. Usually, containers are shipped in pallet units and sometimes they are shipped without pallets. ISO standard pallet sizes include 1100, 1100, 1040, 140, and 167 for square-shaped pallets, and 1200, 1000, 1200, 800, and 1219, 1016 for rectangle-shaped pallets. You should also select the national standard pallet size suitable for the Cambodian environment and then make loading boxes for trucks and build a logistics infrastructure to reduce the social cost in the future. For your reference, Korea selected the 1100 pallet as the standard and recently added the 1200, 1000 pallet to operate two national standard pallet sizes. Importance of packaging standardization for agricultural products. Agricultural standardization refers to standardizing facilities, equipment, materials, and terms used in each stage of agricultural distribution, such as transportation, storage, unloading, packaging, and data by simplifying, standardizing, and specializing the logistics system, thereby enhancing the efficiency of logistics activities through compatibility and connectivity. Agricultural standardization refers to the comprehensive and standardization of 6 elements including packaging, grading, transport, storage, loading, and data. Let's look at the details. Packaging standardization. Packaging dimensions, packaging material and strength, packaging method, labeling. Grading standardization. Size, quality, shape. Transport standardization. Transport means, transport units, loading box sizes. Storage standardization. Facilities and equipment, storage conditions. Loading standardization. Pallets, forklifts, conveyor systems. Data standardization. Codes, terms, information, processing facilities, methods. The most basic and important elements for agricultural standardization are packaging and grading, and the term agricultural standardization refers to the overall standardization of all elements. Agricultural products should be standardized in terms of packaging and grading because agricultural products have different qualities and vary in taste, color, size, and shape because of biological characteristics, unlike general industrial products. To commercialize agricultural products with different properties caused by biological characteristics, you need to classify them according to certain standards and standardize packaging for efficient logistics and product protection during distribution. The packaging standardization. Standardization of packaging weight, packaging dimensions, packaging materials, and external labeling requirements. Standardization of packaging weight. It refers to standardizing the weight of released agricultural products. If products including packaging materials are too heavy, loading and unloading become difficult and there is a risk of damage due to excessive weight during loading. If packaging weight is too diverse, it may decrease the transaction efficiency and bring confusion. Standardization of packaging dimensions. It refers to determining the dimensions of outer packaging according to the characteristics of each item and variety. Because agricultural products have different biological characteristics by item, and identical items may have different characteristics by variety, you need to develop separate standards per item, variety, and harvest period. If there is too many and unclear transaction units for the same item, not only does the possibility of unfair trade increase, but also the distribution efficiency is impeded. Thus, you need to consider the loading box sizes for transport vehicles, the standard pallet sizes in Korea, the shape and compressive strength of boxes, the size of agricultural products, and ease of handling products, and you need to simplify size dimensions. Standardization of packaging materials. It refers to standardizing packaging materials, bursting strength, compressive strength, and water repellency. The most widely used packaging material for agricultural products is corrugated cardboard boxes. Styrofoam, PE, PP, mesh, plastic containers, and paper bags are also used. Standardization of external labeling requirements. External labeling refers to detail written on the outside of the packaging material to provide product-related information necessary for those who purchase agricultural products. It includes the item, variety, grade, weight, size or quantity, production conditions, place of production, producer's name, address and phone number, and quality certification. To receive the subsidy to buy packaging materials according to the current agricultural standardization program, it is obligatory to indicate the external labeling requirements such as item, grade, size, producer's name, address and phone number, and weight in a certain area on the packaging material. If the product-related information is accurately indicated in the standardized manner on the outside of packaging for customers, external labeling requirements about the producer is disclosed to the consumers. This makes producers feel a sense of responsibility for their products so that they will ban behaviors that reduce product quality themselves. It also motivates producers to improve product quality to earn consumer confidence and gain promotional effects. Both parties can avoid the hassle of opening a package, check the commerciality of the packaged agricultural products like whether products match the labeling, thereby increasing the reliability and efficiency of transactions. To standardize agricultural products, you need to establish an inspection system to objectively evaluate the quantity and quality of products. In addition, the inspection system brings reliability to agricultural trade and contributes to fair trade and standardization. In this vein, the Korean government enacted the Agricultural Product Inspection Act in 1949 and started inspecting government-purchased agricultural products such as rice and agricultural products to be exported, laying the foundation for the inspection system with the focus on quality improvement and fair trading. In May 1961, the Measures Act was enacted to ensure that agricultural products should be measured and indicated in the metric system, thereby preparing a legal standard to guarantee that the measuring units form to the international standard. Before the 1960s, we used traditional measuring units, but this act succeeded in changing the units. For a while, the past measuring units and trading practices were used, but we officially started to use standardized measuring units in commercial trading. This served as a groundbreaking opportunity to reduce uncertainty and unfairness in terms of the quantity of transactions. In addition, to establish and distribution orders and improve product quality, the government established a standard specifications for paper bags, gunny bags, and corrugated copper boxes in 1963, established and announced the binding quality standards and inspection methods for corrugated copper boxes in 1966, and established and announced the standard specifications for paper bags for agricultural products in 1967. However, the inspection and packaging standard system up to the 1960s targeted the grains that the government purchased and agricultural products to be exported. In the early 1970s, the government began to be interested in the shipping standards for fruits and vegetables and livestock products distributed in the general market. In 1972, the government developed the packaging standards through the NACF and strived to distribute standard boxes. Since then, the NACF has been promoting the standardization of agricultural products. In 1972, the first year of the standardization, the NACF established and announced the standards for 3 items including apples, pears, and tangerines. It also provided 100,000 cardboard boxes for fruit packaging to encourage standardization and packaging improvement for the system release of agricultural products. Since 1973, the NACF has promoted the commercialization of agricultural products by allowing agricultural products packaged for a system release to use the trademark created by the NACF. The NACF expanded the supply standards for agricultural products every year until it covered 20 items by 1976. However, this supply standard was based on the inspection standards for agricultural products, which had a gap between market distribution and was not practical. So, in 1979, the NACF abolished the supply standards that had been used until then and established its own shipping standards for agricultural products. This standardization was to realize the self-inspection system by gradually standardizing 52 major items and to contribute to increasing farmers' income by rationalizing logistics and improving the marketability of agricultural products handled by the NACF, thereby leading to the standardization of agricultural products. In 1980, the NACF conducted a study to establish standards for 20 agricultural products such as rice, barley, rice, peaches, and grapes, whose standardization was considered relatively easy, and published the standards in early 1981. The NACF developed and announced its own standards for 25 items by 1982. In January 1983, the government suspended the NACF's standards according to the Unified Agricultural Products Standardization Plan and established and announced the first standard agricultural product trading unit for 23 agricultural products, 4 livestock products, and 10 marine products. From 1986 to 1988, the government set up the packaging and grading standards for the items including the first standard trading unit. By 1993, it established and announced the standards for 53 agricultural products. In 1993, the standardization task was transferred to the NAQS from the NACF. Since then, the standards have been expanded to cover more items and revised to better suit the reality according to the annual plan for establishment and revision of standards. Not only the items but also the scope of standards have been expanded to cover grading standards in addition to the packaging standards for packaging materials, methods, and dimensions. Standards have been continuously revised to reflect the reality for improvement. In addition, to promote the standard, the government published the standard shipping specifications through the NSEF and has been providing economic incentives for producers by subsidizing packaging material costs and making advance payments for standardized release. The NAQS published the agricultural product standards for 85 items in the form of the workbook in July 1995. Also, the government has been providing continuous support since 1984, including the subsidy for packaging material cost and advance payment to encourage a standardized release. The government enacted the Act on the Promotion of Processing Industry and Quality Control of Agriculture and Fishery Products on June 11, 1993, and prepared the legal basis to promote standardization. It stipulates establishment of standards to improve the marketability of agriculture and fishery products and distribution efficiency and to realize fair trade. Prioritize listing of standardized release in the wholesale market. Subsidy for facility cost of machinery and other equipment necessary for the preparation, processing, sorting of agriculture and fishery products, and subsidy for packaging material cost. Introduction of the quality certification system for special products, designation of the Distribution Management Agency for quality and distribution control of standardized release, dissemination of agriculture and fishery products processing technology, and, if necessary, education and training for quality control or standardization of processed products. As of 2021, the average packaging ratio of agricultural products is 95%. Items with high prices, including fruits, have a high packaging rate, and items with low prices like spices and vegetables have a low packaging rate. The ratio of standardized shipping is 86.1% on average, and green onion has the lowest ratio among spices. You can reduce distribution costs by making physical distribution more efficient. When the agricultural products are standardized, it reconciles different opinions about quality between the two parties and reduces the time and effort required for the transaction. It enables the transaction with samples or sale by description without inspecting every product, thus reducing distribution costs. Standardized products enable more economic operation, thereby reducing physical distribution costs related to transportation, loading, display, and storage. It increases product value by reducing wear and tear and quality deterioration during distribution. It also reduces the cost that purchasers need to spend to find suitable quality products for their purpose. In addition, it enables bulk transaction and sales of future goods through contracts and the pooling for joint shipment, thereby reducing the distribution costs thanks to the economics of scale. Standardization can promote market competition and increase price efficiency. When agricultural products are standardized, it clarifies the concept of products and enhances the accuracy of market information, thereby facilitating the understanding and exchange of information among market participants. It promotes competition between sellers by making the market closed to perfect competition, thereby eliminating excess profits, and it also reduces unfair trade caused by margins from large volume and grading. In addition, accurate distribution information reduces the price differences and transfers between markets through proper distribution. It ensures that consumer preferences are reflected in the production process. Producers strive to produce high-quality agricultural products to receive higher prices, thereby contributing to the overall quality improvement of agricultural products. As a result, standardization enables consumers to choose products that fit their income level and increases consumer satisfaction, thereby increasing total demand and making farmers receive better prices. Currently, the degree of standardization varies by item, and each agriculture and fishery product has very different characteristics. Thus, you need to approach each item differently to promote the standardization of agricultural products. For items with standardized packaging, you need to focus on maintaining the state, and for items with poor packaging, you need to reduce the packaging cost of shippers through subsidies for packaging material costs. For non-standard products in the public wholesale market, you need to impose systematic disadvantages and actively encourage standard packaging. For items with poor packaging, you need to provide subsidies for packaging material costs or provide plastic boxes and packaging boxes at lower cost to reduce the packaging costs of shippers. You need to give systematic disadvantages such as garbage, including penalties for non-standard packaging products in the wholesale market. Of course, if retail's packaging is standardized in production areas, it will be very effective. However, the main issue in agricultural distribution is the standardization of the wholesale market, and retail packaging is a secondary issue. In addition, the retail packaging may change frequently according to consumer preferences and sales strategies of retail stores, so there is a limit to standardizing them. Still, you need to strictly stipulate the external labeling requirement like weight and quality in retail packaging to protect consumers' right to know. You need to make shippers implement and government packaging standards and external labeling requirements for agricultural products shipped to the wholesale market for logistics standardization and distribution efficiency. To this end, you need to give disadvantages to non-standard products by differentiating listing fees, loading, unloading costs, and priority in auction orders in the wholesale market. You also need to provide incentives for standardized products to encourage shippers to voluntarily comply with government standards. Lastly, to effectively promote the standardization of agricultural products, you need to implement realistic policies at all stages of distribution. Just like any other distribution policies for agriculture and fishery products, standardization can be settled with not only institutional support at the wholesale market stage, but also the preparations in production areas in retail markets. In 1995, the government provided the standardization subsidy for packaging material costs, 20% with the central government fund and another 20% with the local government fund. This subsidy amount is very insufficient considering the total release volume of agricultural products, so efficient implementation is required to effectively promote the standardized release. The support items include apples, grapes, persimmons, tangerines, sweet persimmons, pears, green peppers, tomatoes, melons, cucumbers, potatoes, and sweet potatoes among 57 agriculture products for which standards have been established. The standardized items are excluded and priority is given to products with certified quality except for rice. The main items are products with large demand and great ripple effects of standardization like radish, Chinese cabbage, garlics, onions. Because of a limited amount of funds, selecting and concentrating on a few items are desirable. Still, you need to diversify support methods according to the characteristics. It can be effective to select the priority support items every year and provide intensive support. The project execution entity is mayors and governors, and mayors and heads of counties should receive applications from heads of 읍면, regional agricultural cooperatives, cooperative units, and farms, and selective recipients by considering the local situation. In selecting support items and target farms, mayors and heads of counties receive confirmation from the Agricultural Products Inspection Department and determine recipients through deliberation at the Rural Development Deliberation Committee. Currently, the subsidy rate decreases in the region with the more standardized shipments because the funds are evenly distributed to cities and counties without considering the percentage of standardized shipment. Also, the local government subsidies are not consistent depending on local situation. Therefore, the subsidy for packaging material costs shall not be evenly distributed to cities and counties, but a certain percentage of the budget should be allocated by considering the packaging volume by region. It is better to provide the subsidy to producer groups like regional agricultural cooperatives or cooperative units that operate packaging centers with pooling rather than individual farms. To prevent recipients from using funds for other purposes, we used to avoid paying the subsidy in cash and city, county, or 읍면 purchase packaging boxes together and supply them to farms. This joint purchase can effectively prevent recipients from using funds for other purposes, but there is a risk of fraudulent transactions when purchasing packaging materials and packaging materials are not supplied in a timely manner. Therefore, the subsidy should be provided in cash for farmers to voluntarily implement the project, but the post-management system should be established to supervise the efficient use of the funds. That is, you need to encourage the producer groups to voluntarily promote the project. Upon the violation of the standardized release, you need to retrieve the funds through the agreement upon support. Also, the NAQS needs to frequently check the standardization status. The same should be applied to the support for advance payment of standardized release. The funds should be directly managed by the cities, counties, and NAQS to ensure they result in standardized shipments. For agricultural products to be standardized, you need to establish various systems to support it. You need to establish a standing research institute on the agricultural product standards. As pointed out earlier, the grading and packaging standards used in the wholesale market may differ from the official standards established and spread by the government. Also, consumers' purchasing patterns and preferences are constantly changing. Therefore, you need to keep revising the standards according to the ever-changing purchasing patterns and preferences of consumers and frequently check what has caused the gap between the standards in the market and the official standards. Unless you make efforts to narrow the gap, the official standards are unlikely to be put into practical use. This cannot be done at once, and you need to keep revising the standards to fit the reality, so you need to establish a standing research institute. The newly enacted and revised standards should be quickly spread to and utilized by the release entities. To this end, establishing a dedicated agency for agriculture distribution and management is efficient to strengthen the link with the market. You need to make and provide the standard specifications to releasing entities. You should not cover all items in the standard specifications, but need to make one for each item. The specifications for each item should be spread to producer groups of that item first. If you cover all items in the standard specifications, it will cost a lot and is difficult to practically use it in the field. Also, if a single item is changed, you need to revise the whole specification. You need grading personnel for each item. The NACF and other agencies should conduct training to nurture agriculture graders so that producers can voluntarily grade their agricultural products. You also need to reinforce education on the standards for producers to enhance their perception. You need to introduce the agricultural product grading system in production areas. You need to utilize inspectors of the NAQS that is in charge of agriculture distribution management and introduce the grading and confirmation system for local agricultural products in packaging centers and grading centers in production areas. For efficient operation of the system, the producers should be voluntarily grade agricultural products and the inspectors should confirm and assure the grade. To establish and apply the identical standards nationwide and to enable the sale by description, a reliable government agency should establish the grading system. Until the grading system is set up by the government agency, you probably have to provide the service for free, but after the system is secured, you can charge a service fee to shippers. To fulfill the manpower demand by introducing the grading system in production areas, inspection to certify special products and traditional foods can be delegated to local governments. The government needs to play a key role in the standardizing the logistics. To promote logistics standardization and enhance the efficiency of standardization, you need to standardize the size of boxes and pallets according to the official standards and designate a code for each agricultural product. Thus, the role of the government is very important in establishing the standards. You need to promote the branding of agricultural products. To improve the marketability of agriculture products, you need to promote product differentiation and branding along with standardization policies. Especially, the local government should take initiative in promoting product differentiation and branding to develop local specialties. This slide shows reference images for the full-size comparison table, bent degree, and examples of defects. The listing fee that the wholesale market corporation receives from the shipper is in return for various services including sales of agricultural products. Currently, listing fees in the wholesale market are stipulated as a certain percentage of the sales amount by category. There is no difference in terms of items or products for fruits and vegetables. However, to improve the efficiency of distribution, it is necessary to differentiate the fee according to product conditions. You need to differentiate listing fees. To promote standardization, it's necessary to apply different fees to products in different conditions, such as unpacked, non-standard products and standard packaged, graded products even for the same item. When considering that the listing fee is for the sales service of agricultural products, standardized products can be sold more easily compared to non-standard products through sample auctions. You can also encourage standardization by lowering the fee for standard products. In addition, because the sales of standardized products is possible with lower level of service, lowering the fee can benefit shippers who comply with the standards and share the standardization effect, making it meaningful. Especially as suggested, you should drastically reduce the fee for products that have been graded by NAQS inspectors in production areas or excellently standardized products to be graded soon to quickly settle down the standardization. Still, the difference in fees should be determined after carefully considering the conditions of each wholesale market and the profitability of wholesale market corporations. You need to consider introducing the preferential fee system for mass-shipped products. For the same reason, you need to introduce the preferential fee system for mass-shipped products by changing the listing fee system to apply both the flat rate and proportional rate from the current system with the rate proportional to the transaction amount. Conducting auctions in the wholesale market requires a certain level of service regardless of size of quantity. In the current fee system based on transaction amounts, small-scale shippers receive preferential treatment. The wholesale market corporations earn a lot more than auctioning mass-shipped products than small-quantity products. As a result, producers are showing a tendency to divide their products into several wholesale market corporations. This increases the number of auctions, lowers the operational efficiency of the wholesale market, and may hinder mass distribution by pooling. Therefore, introducing the basic auction fee can encourage standardization and mass transaction by pooling in production areas. You should consider collecting fines for unpackaged products. You should collect the garbage-inducing fee or fine from shippers for unpackaged products to increase shipping costs for unstandardized shipments. Unpackaged products generate huge waste in the wholesale market. Considering the serious waste issue in the wholesale market, it is economical just to impose the waste treatment cost on those who caused it. The government revised the Act on Distribution and Price Stabilization of Agriculture and Fishery Products to collect the garbage-inducing fines and will be in effect from next January. Despite some arguments, I think that this system must be introduced specially to standardize the packaging of vegetables. You should promote mechanization of loading, unloading in the wholesale market. To enhance the efficiency of standard shipments, you need to mechanize the loading, unloading by using the pallets in the wholesale market and differentiate loading fees according to loading conditions. For the mechanization of loading, the wholesale market corporations should embrace the loading tasks or foster separate cargo handling companies. Support for loading machinery and pallets may be necessary. Also, you need to apply different loading fees according to the difficulty in loading, such as unpacked products, packaged products, and products in pallets even for the same item. So far, we've studied details of agricultural products packaging and logistics systems and the cases. I hope that it can help you to come up with a good system suitable for Cambodia. Thank you for listening.